Roland Willits, Old Men Stories, heading to that great Christmas mall in the center of the universe.
I mentioned earlier that Christmas shopping was something that I used to do with my mom, and she would drag us out to the mall, Roosevelt Field on Long Island, and half the time it was snowing because we'd get it done about maybe a week before Christmas. And I would be saving my allowance up for this past several months just to get gifts for people. Sometimes we get a little extra money, like here, have some extra to buy a gift for your dad or your uncle or something. But there was always a number of cousins to shop for. And we were old enough, I think I was 13 or 14, and wanted to the ball by myself with my kid brother. And sometimes we pool our money to get things for people. This is a story about, however, Christmas shopping when I'm an adult. My manager every year has a end of year trip up to Oregon, or did for a while if we did go our travel budget. And she would go shopping for her kids for Christmas in order to not have them find out what she was getting for them. So she would drag us along to the various shopping malls in Oregon, because the other thing about Oregon is that they're tax-free. So you get more value for your money. And you have a bunch of technical writers who are really good at reading instructions and looking at the fine print and everything to kind of keep her honest and to give her opinions and stuff. Well, should I get this for my husband? Should I get that for my husband? Let's go to a different store to find a different color of the same thing. Then there was one particular day where she was looking for something for her mom, and she knew that there was a sale at Nordstrom's. So she takes us to Nordstrom's, and the place is packed. It's a week and a half before Christmas. This is our last trip of the year. And the music is very Christmassy, of course, but the thing that was out of place was all the people wearing suits and ties and very fancy dress. And we're kind of dressed in business casual, polo shirts, winter jackets, that kind of thing. You never find a good stylish winter jacket unless you get one as a gift somehow. And the next thing we know, they are closing the gates for Nordstrom's. The security gates come down, and then these people start wandering around with little flutes of champagne. I'm like, what is this? And the card on the tray says this is Nordstrom's Christmas event for people who are Nordstrom's frequent customers. They haven't cleared out the store. They have not told everyone that they're doing it. They just closed the doors, locked us in, because they can't allow alcohol out into the rest of the mall. And you have this mix of people all shopping for cosmetics, makeup, with these people who are dressed obviously to go to an event, going back and forth, and you're like, is that champagne for us? Oh no, it's for people with frequent buyer cards. And the place gets just doubly packed because now that people look for deals and the people who are there for an event, and it's hard to find a place to sit down, much less stand. And I just remember thinking, this would be a great opening for a novel about Christmas. It was all good and fine until they locked us in and started serving champagne. And it kind of curtailed in some ways the rest of our shopping trip, because now we had to go all the way outside of the mall into the cold to get out of Nordstrom, to get back into the mall, and to find the stores that were still open before they closed. Some tips on shopping. If you're buying something that has batteries, always make sure that it doesn't have a specialty battery. Master storyteller Laura Davis and I at one point had to drive to 3 cities in rural Illinois just to find a rechargeable battery for an RC truck that they had the truck for in one store but no batteries. And her dad, who had sent us out on this mission to find this rare RC truck, said, make sure it has batteries because it's got to work for Christmas Day. And driving through the 3 different malls in the snow just to be told, sorry, we don't have it, because they didn't have the ability to search for internet inventories at that time. And I said, well, we think we can call the store for you. Rule number 2, don't have anything that is fragile. if there are kids going to be kids in the house. Because invariably someone picks up a gift and goes, "What's this?" Shake, 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 shake. And there have been many things that have been broken and need to be taken back the day after. It's what the British call Boxing Day. Rule number 3, never get somebody a pet. While Norman Rockwell thinks it's a good idea to have puppies in boxes, it's very obvious that there's a puppy in the box. It makes noise, it moves, it basically calls attention to itself, and the box should have holes in it. Plus the fact no one wants to open a box and discover a pet inside. You can get accessories for the pets, that's great. Except keep those gifts for the pets away from everything else, because as somebody else found, pets that discover that there's food in the presents will open other presents for more food. And finally, fourth of all, do not get any gifts for someone that have the price tag still on it. I make a checklist. Always check the price tag. Inevitably, everyone has a story where they had that moment of, "Oh my goodness, give me that back for a second." Rip it out of their hands and take the price tag off. So, as my wrapping ritual, I always say, here's the price tag, make sure it's not fragile, make sure it's not a pet. Well, that's easy, the last one anyway. And the goal of Christmas shopping for me is find something I think they'll like, that they'll appreciate, and they'll use. So having a good knowledge of what everyone is like and what they've been doing the past year is really important for me. And I generally tend to call people around December, early December, or late, or around Thanksgiving, and say, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas? What have you been doing this year?" And if they don't answer the first question, they usually answer the last one. And that always gives me a hint. And if nothing else, there's always, unfortunately, gift cards to various places, which I hate doing, because then it's like, here, just have money. But most of the time, there's always something, and knowing what people like, what their hobbies are, and it's just a matter of know the people, know the gift.
Home and Stories returning home. That was a wonderful, successful Christmas gift shopping spree.